Big 12, what do you see, or how do you see the league's identity, or is there
It's
one?
it's a more spread league. I think that like the Pac-12 is a big spread league. The Big 12 similar to that, where if you were in the Mountain West, it was a little bit more. Hey, you got option one week, and then you got a grinded out team, and there's a little bit more variety. You know. But I think everybody's. I mean, it's obviously an explosive league. And with all the spread offenses, people are trying to score points and run plays fast and get as many plays as they can. So that's kind of the identity right now. But that's also we're trying to throw in, hey, Utah State to Texas Tech. Okay, let's break down Utah State. The dude at Princeton to Oklahoma State. Okay, let's put them in our cutups too, so that we can formulate that plan that we talked about and say, okay, hey, we have everybody on our staff has great ideas, and we all have different backgrounds. What can we use that's going to be good in this league?
Does it change your philosophy at all, coaching in a different, or are there certain core principles and then you?
That's right. It's more like, hey, these are the core principles. Okay, now what out of because everybody has playbooks from where they've been that's got 120 defenses in it, and then you got to be able to say, okay, what are the 5 or 6 things that we're going to be really good at and that we're going to do because it works against the things that we see.
Is it daunting at all to come into a conference like that that's had Baker Mayfield, Will Grier, guys like that running around?
I think football's football. You got to be able to do the same wherever you go. I mean, it's the same as saying, okay, hey, you got to play Brady and Roethlisberger this year. Every conference and every league that you're in is a little different, and it's independent. So I think every time it's a great challenge, especially when you don't know. When you're in a league for a while, you understand coordinators. You think like they think. You can get in their heads better because you played them multiple times, and so that'll be a challenge this year altogether. Because I don't. We've played the dudes at Texas Tech a couple times, but other than that, I don't know anybody.
I think a lot of defenses in this league tend to at least want to put 5 or 6 defensive backs on the field. Some even say, when you're in nickel, it's almost like a base defense. I think that's how it was for K-State. Do you anticipate that changing much, or is that probably going to be similar to what you guys do?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, we need to, especially in this league, I mean, everyone's going to play at least 3 wides, probably 4 sometimes. So, no doubt, we need to have – that's really where the college game has evolved to, and really the NFL game's evolved to that too. I mean, if you say you're going to play a 4-3 and you got 3 linebackers in the game, in college that happens 10 snaps a year. In the NFL it happens, 40 snaps a year. It's becoming more and more limited, so everyone's going to nickel, and no doubt we'll be a nickel team.
Does that mean when you recruit, do we recruit linebackers less than teams typically did in the past?
Yes, there's no doubt. We, when you have 2 spots to fill. Okay, how many guys do you need there? And when you have its own position, that's a nickel, which is a little different than corner. They're probably a little bit more physical, a little bit, they have some different qualities. So there's no doubt if you were to say back in the day we would recruit, 3 linebackers or 2 a year so that you had 3 on the field all the time. It's more like, hey, 1 this year, 2 next year, 1 the next year, because now you have to recruit that nickel every other year at least. So that's the hard part, is keeping all DBs running around.
I know Coach Klanderman, I think he kind of described your defense as maybe being controlled chaos is kind of what you guys want to do. I guess how would you describe it, or how aggressive do you anticipate being?
Well, I think that depends on what we're seeing. I mean, it's definitely a thing where we would like to. We have a base core of fundamentals that we want to do. We have a base way to teach things, and so as multiple as we can be off of that, with keeping our guys so they're not busting and still understanding what to do. I think that's a phase. You put in, hey, we're going to run these couple things this year. Okay, when we get into, then we can add this, and then we can add this. And as you grow in the package, then you can really start to mix it up. And for you, it's easy if you teach the fundamentals right. For the offense, it looks very multiple, and that's what we're hoping to get to.
What do you hope to, identify or search for when you're recruiting the linebackers? What kind of sticks out the most, or what's the one trait that you'd like to see the most?
If you said the most important trait, it would probably be just having range. If you have a dude that's 6'5" and he's got long arms and stuff, okay, and he can run pretty good, okay, he's going to cover some ground, and just if he stands there like this, he's a big, quarterback can't throw it around him. The smaller they are, the faster they got to be. But that'd probably be the number one thing, because they are going to end up getting matched up on, guys in different situations, have to run with verticals and do all those kind of things, and have to be athletic. And the way of the way of college ball is that way. You know, they make it such a perimeter game. I got to cover this back, and that back is fast, and he's bouncing. Well, I better be able to run. You know, so it's a combination of that. Hey, I got to be able to see range, and you know, I'm going to improve probably be their burst. You know, I mean, how fast can they key and diagnose something and boom and go. You know, so that'll be the thing. And is it we don't need big dudes that are, you know, 250 pounds. We don't, you know, but guys who can run and have a really good range.
What territory are you most, I guess, comfortable recruiting, and what do you foresee your territory being at K-State?
You know, I don't know the answer to the second question yet. You know, I've kind of been like, go see this guy, go see that guy right now. But you know, I've been in everywhere on the West Coast. You know, I've been well, if you said from Colorado West, I've been there quite a bit. Up Midwest, I've recruited a bunch. You know, when I was at SC, I had everything east of Colorado, north of the Mason-Dixon line. So I don't know what area it's going to end up being, but you know, it depends on how we want to do things. If we wanted to say, okay, I'm going to be in a little area and then I'm going to go see the top kids, or if I'm going to have my own area. So I don't know how we're going to work that out yet.
You've been in Manhattan probably the shortest amount of time amongst all the coaches. What's your first impressions, and how's that transition been?
Oh, it's been good. You know, I landed one day and was on the road recruiting the next. So really, I've been here on weekends, and I learned a little bit about the school. I went on the tours and did all that stuff with the recruits. But it's been good. I mean, I'm excited about it. We found a house already, so we'll, you know, I think my family's excited about getting here. Hopefully, we'll be here by the beginning of next month. So it's been good.